Hi, and welcome back for another game here today. I'm using my Erhnamgeddon deck again since it's the most balanced deck out of all of them. Not too powerful, not too weak. I'm going to be testing my new build. My new build is actually kind of the first deck that I played with. I started playing 1.5 because back in the day I couldn't really afford any power. But yeah, so this is kind of a variation. I made it into an old school deck, and here it is coming up. All right, so this is my newest build. I'm trying to make this my main deck. I'm tweaking it and trying to get everything together here so I can kind of use this mainly. It's my Sleight of Mind deck. So it's got 2 cop reds, which can be slated to any color. It's also got white knights, Order of Leapers. It's kind of similar to the deck as far as control. Basically, it's playing the slow metagame, trying to get everything locked down, and then you'll come in swinging with your creatures. If need be, use Mirror Universe to switch your life. All right, so here's game number 1. I'll start out with a Tundra, then I'll pass turn. He plays a Factory, and he'll pass turn. I play a Factory of my own. And then he plays a Plains. And I apologize again. I left the light and the fan on again. It's hot here in Arizona, and I had the fan on and the light, and I forgot that it left a crazy glare on the card, so I do apologize. But I play a Plains and then a Meekstone. He plays a Maze of Ith and a Disenchant on my Meekstone. Okay, now I have 2 Maestros down. He plays a Strip Mine, and he strips one of my factories. There's a second Tundra. And there's a Plains, and then a White Knight. He's going to plow the White Knight. And then I use a counter spell to counter that. But he has another plow in his hands, and he goes ahead and removes it from the game. And I'll gain 2 life from that. And as I mentioned, this is it's a slow deck, so it's not meant to go super fast. Unless you can get a couple White Knights out in the Sarah pretty quick and then run with it. But it's meant to kind of play like the deck. Control your opponent, and then get all your protection out, and then you swing in. And there's a Force Field. Those of you who aren't familiar with that, that's a 3 casting cost artifact. And then you can pay 1, and any attacking creature or target attacking a creature only deals 1 damage in combat. And it's a poly artifact, so you can use it as many times as you want to. Okay, I just played a Sarah. And there's in the Meekstone. Actually, I changed my mind. And I'm attacking with the Factory, and then he activates his Factory. I disenchant his Factory. And then I get in. I also attacked with the Sarah, but he mazed the Sarah. There's a plow on my Sarah Angel. I am using the Lotus for blue to cast a counterspell. There's a Mock Sapphire. And there's the Meekstone. And then I'm swinging with the Factory and the Sarah. He will maze the Sarah and then take 2 from the Factory. There's a Lenoir Elves. He tried to use it. I told him he couldn't use it the first turn it comes into play. There's a Pearl, activated Factory, and swing with the Sarah in the Factory. Mazes the Sarah, and then takes 2. So the whole purpose of my deck is pretty much get kind of like a protection force field around yourself so that nothing can hurt you. And then you get your creatures where they can't be blocked. And then you swing in with the small creatures and just chip away. And there's a strip mine on the maze, so now I can swing in with the Sarah. So he's got an Erhnam down, so he could attack with the Erhnam. I would just force field it, so it only take 1 damage, and then with the Meekstone it wouldn't untap anyways. So I'm in pretty good shape here. He plays a Birds, a Savannah Lions. He's got 2 Elves, a Savannah Lions, an Erhnam, and a Bird down. It's kind of hard to see. Okay, he plays a Sarah. He plays another Sarah. There's a counterspell on that Sarah. So I must have just drawn that. Then I'm attacking with my Sarah. He blocks with his Sarah, so both Sarahs are gone. There's a Time Walk. Then I pass turn. Mox Emerald, and he plays another Erhnam. Two planes, tap for disenchant on his Emerald. He plays another Sarah. There's a counterspell. Good. So he's got a pretty good army there, but if he attacks with his Erhnams, he's not going to be able to tap because of the Meekstone. And I can just tap 1 line apiece and just have him just deal 1 damage. So I'm pretty good right now. He plays a 3rd Erhnam, so he's got 3 Erhnams, a Savannah, Lions, and then 2 Elves down. There's another Factory on his side. I think I'm counting how many counterspells I've already used. So it's 4 counterspells already used. I do still have a mana drain in there though. There's a lot of passing turns here. There's a Circle of Protection red right there. Then I'm using a Sleight of Mind to turn that to Circle Protection green. So now I have a Circle Protection green down to prevent me all the damage from the Erhnams and the Elves. Only thing I have to worry about is the Savannah Lions. And there's an Order of Leetbur. And Order of Leetbur is a Fallen Empires card. It's 2 whites, 2/1. You can pay 1 white to give it first strike, or you can pay 2 whites to give it +1/+0. Okay, I'm using a Sleight of Mind on the Order of Leaper, and I'm giving him protection from green. So the only thing he can block with are the Savannah Lions, or he can block with the Meister's Factories. So he's choosing to activate one factory and pump it up to a 3. Or he's, yeah, so I'm telling him what I can do with it first strike, and then I can also pump it up. So he's going to make that one a 4-4. So I can pump it up to a 4-1 with first strike and still kill it. Wait, well, he changed his mind. He says, so I'm also going to giant growth it. So now it's a 7-7, and there's no way for me to kill that. So he actually kills my Leaper, which is good. Good for him. And I don't think he noticed, but I think if he would have attacked this turn because all my mana was tapped, he might have been able to get through. But he ends up swinging in for, let's see, two Savannah Lions, Giant Growth, one Savannah Lion, a Forest, I'm sorry, two Meister's Factories. So that's two Meister's Factories, a Giant Growth Lion, and another Lion. This is all those will untap. So I think I was deciding how I wanted to block this. So I'm going to use the Meister's Factory to activate the force field on the Lion. That's 5. Then I'll take 2, 4, 6 from the other Lion and the two Meister's Factories. So I'll take 6 damage. And he passes his turn. And then I just pass turn. Yeah, he plays into the plains. And passes. There's another White Knight. And I'm giving him protection from green again. And actually, I completely forgot that his Erhnams give one of my creatures Forest Walk. So I could have been attacking without him, but he couldn't even be able to block with the factories. So, but oh well. I just realized that. Okay, so he's deciding to swing in with everything, and he's going to see. He just played the Sarah, so the Sarah can't attack. Swinging in with both factories, the 3 Erhnams, the 2 Elves, and the 2 Lions. So I'm telling him his Erhnam's don't untap since they attacked because of the Meek Stone. So the Meek Stone does is no creature with power greater than 2 can untap once they're tapped. So I block the Savannah Lions with my White Knight. I pay a white and I plow one of the factories. Then I use my other 3 mana to COP green the 3 Erhnams. So I end up taking 6 from the factory, the lion, and the 2 elves. There's a plow on his Sarah, so he'll gain 4 more life. That Sarah should have been removed from the game. And I'm casting a Mirror Universe. So I'm completely tapped out. So technically he could get back in for the factory, the 2 elves, and the lion right now. So he could hit me with 6 more. But it wouldn't kill me, it'd bring me to 3. And if I was to Mirror Universe, he would just be with less life. So it would make no sense for him to attack right here. There we go. Removing the Sarah from the game. Okay, he just passed his turn. There's another Order of Leaper. Then I pass turn. And I'm explaining to him how mana burn works right now. Since this would technically be Atlantic or EC or PAC rules, because of the Fallen Empires, we are playing with mana burn. So I mana burn myself for 5 at the end of his turn. Then during my upkeep, I'll switch life totals, bringing him to 4. Play an island. Sleight of Mind my Elite Bird to protection from green. So it can only be blocked by the lion or the Maisha's Factory. So he decides to block the Elite Bird with the factory. So I do a quick disenchant. And because the knight has first strike, the lion dies. Libra gets 3 for 2. Pump it up 2 times to 4, and that will kill him. So long, but good game 1. Once you get all that protection up, it's kind of hard to get through. And on to game 2. Then he'll be on the play this time. He starts with a Savannah and a land tax, and he passes turn. I'll start out with a library, and I'll pass turn. And during his turn, I'll draw a card. He plays a factory. And passes turn. So I got 8 cards in hand, so I gotta play something. So I'll play a Meek Stone. Take 1 damage from the City of Brass. He plays a forest. I got 7 cards in hand now. And he plays an elf. And there's a disenchant on my Meek Stone. Okay. And then play a city. I think I drew a card before that. Sorry, I missed that. I used the library to draw a card at the end of his turn. I play a white knight. Then I pass turn. And during his turn, I'll draw a card. Giving me 8 in hand. He plays another elf, and there's an icy manipulator. Island. And he was trying to tap down one of my lands. I was telling him he doesn't have any lands that uses icy manipulator. So disenchant his icy manipulator. Take 1 damage from the City of Brass. I have 7 cards now, so I'll draw a card. I'm at 8. At the end of his turn. Sorry, I use that at the end of his turn. City of Brass, plow the Sarah. He'll gain 4 life. Tap 2 for a Circle Protection red. I'll lose 2 life from the City of Brass. And during his turn, I'll draw a card from library. He plays a Plains. He attacks with a factory and 2 elves. So I'll block the factory of the White Knight. His first strike. I'm not sure why he did that. Then I'll take 2 from the elves. Two for another Order Elite Bear. I Sleight of Mind my COP red to green. Because I got 9 cards in hand. I had to play 2 cards. Plays a lion. There, takes it back. And then I meant to draw a card, so sorry, draw a card. Then I take my turn. And then my draw for turn. There's another COP red. And then I'll Sleight of Mind that to protection from white. Take 1 damage from city. There we go. So I got a Circle Protection green and a Circle Protection white out. He's going to plow my White Knight. And draw a card in his turn. And draw for turn. So Plains. Disenchant his land tax, since that would have been activated next turn. Seven cards in hand. Okay, at the end of his turn I'll draw. Or the library, then draw for turn. Trying to decide, I gotta play 2 cards, so I'm trying to decide what I want to do here. Playing in the White Knight. And I'll play a Chaos Orb. And I take 2 damage from City of Brass. Then I pass turn. Oh. Soul Ring. I swing with the White Knight and the Leaper. I guess he was going to block, then he decides not to. So he'll take 4 damage. That's my daughter there. She was trying to see what we were doing. I played a Chaos Orb. And he tries to disenchant it. I counterspell that. Take 1 damage from City of Brass. So I drew Erhnamgeddon. And then I drew a disenchant from the library. So I'm paying 2, using one of the colors to activate the Chaos Orb. One is Elf. So 1 Elf's gone. Using a Plains to plow his other Elf. He'll gain 1 life. And then I'm tapping, using the floating colorless from the Soul Ring, and white and 3 others. Erhnamgeddon, take 1 damage from City of Brass. He tried to play a balanced, and then I told him it's a sorcery, it can only be played during his turn. He didn't know that, so I had to explain it to him. Alright, so that leaves me with a White Knight, a Leaper, COP green, COP white, and a Soul Ring. So I'm in pretty good shape. And I'll swing for 4. Plains and a Soul Ring. Plains. And I use Disenchant, the Soul Ring there. The other mana I'll pump into the COPs. There's a Forest. And I think he's deciding if he wants to play as balance or not. He's only got 3 cards in hand. I told him, yeah, it's probably a good idea. You'll lose a land, but I'll lose cards and I'll lose my creatures. So he loses a land, and I have to discard down to 3 cards. But I got a pretty good hand. I got a Brain Geyser, Ancestral Recall, a Counterspell, Sarah Angel, a Preacher. I think a White Knight or a Leaper or something. Trying to decide what I wanted to keep. I'm definitely keeping the Ancestral Recall. And I think I kept the Sarah and the Leaper. Oh, it's a Tundra. Perfect. So cast Ancestral Recall on myself. I'll draw 3 more cards. Found a Mox Sapphire. And pass turn. He plays a Pendlehaven. And there's a disenchant on, he did the white one, so he disenchanted the white one. So I still have a green one. Then I played a Sarah. So my sideboard consists of, so this deck is really great. So you start out with the first game, and if you can win the first game, you're pretty much golden, because then you find out what colors they have. And my sideboard consists of 2 black, 2 COPs blacks, 2 COP greens, 2 COP blues, 2 COP whites, and then 2 COP artifacts. Then I have 2 divine offerings in there and a wrath of God, just in case I come against an artifact control deck or something like that. So I got all the COPs covered. So I pretty much just switch out the COPs. Then I still got my Sleight of Minds from my dudes there, and then yeah. So